So let's put time. Looking for Game of Thrones. Do you know how to play chess, Bo?
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm not because hey, whatever.
It's been a while.
I'm trying. I even forgot the methods.
Really?
This is but
Isn't it okay? Anyway, let me.
my uncle is good at he's the one who taught me.
He taught you how to play chess.
Mm.
I love chess. I used to play back at school.
I was watching this other video, this other kid.
Okay.
He played chess. I don't know if he was like 20 something.
Okay.
He played chess with the record holder at chess, and then he won. She won.
It was a girl.
It was a girl. Hatte her brain IQ is like 230 something. Hatte now was over this other equation now physics, and he did this other math when he was 6 years old and could solve it. What's the name of the math? A complicated one, not
Which math is that? I don't know.
B. That's the name. Yeah, but math is a lot when you do complicated.
There's a lot of topics under mathematics. I don't know which one exactly. What kind of help are you looking for right now?
Cutting, fluid friction.
Let me see.
Fluid friction.
No, you're talking about your math problem. I can bring the fluid friction books if you want.
Oh, math.
Yeah.
Math. Yeah, let's do fluid friction. Explain.
Okay. Let me bring the books.
Sure.
All learning
Yes.
is people have a problem picturing things in their heads, right? If they're talking to you about viscosity, these it's just like religion, right? These words you don't usually use
Yeah.
in conversation with your friends
Yes,
and
I
stuff
know.
like that. So when they bring up a term, when a teacher brings up a term, it's usually difficult to picture what they're talking about. So
Yeah.
that's why the first time we were talking, I wanted to just show you like just a picture, to have a mental picture of what viscosity is. I was telling you about sunlight, I was telling you about water. So some people you'd find that they're talking about different little liquids.
Because yes.
How
The air and the most uh commoner is air and what do you call it?
what you
That make up solid, liquid, and gas. So I didn't understand. Do they make up a fluid? I don't know how to explain it. Mm-hmm. This is what. So
you see there's resistance to the thing
so
falling down.
this has a high flow rate.
It has
and
a
this
higher viscosity. It has a higher friction
friction
Yeah.
than water.
Then yeah.
So when you heat up honey, let's say I get
Yes. When you introduce temperature as well,
Yes.
it affects the
The-
friction.
yes.
Yeah, the viscosity of every fluid.
So can you explain?
Yeah, I'll play the video for you. But I just wanted to make sure that you have that as a mental note of what when people are talking about friction in fluids, what are they really talking about? Basically, this is what they're talking about, right? The same mass, the same everything, but different fluids, different liquids, right? If you drop the same thing in honey, if you drop the same thing in water, if you drop, it's going to fall at different rates, right? So, what affects how this little thing goes through water or how it goes through honey or whatever fluid. It depends on the shape of
The
it.
shape, yes,
Yes. It depends on
because the shape changes.
what do you mean it changes?
Because I saw my one at the uh when hormonal, you see, like here, the shape of an object moving. The larger the surface area of the object moving, the greater the friction.
Do you know how there's this airflow test in cars? Internet is slow.
Yeah.
Cars. Don't cramble.
Yes.
Just understand it from a point of view. Don't try to cram the words. Don't You'll use your own words, right? Don't cram the definition. Don't Just try to understand. Just like you saw what was happening in those three jars. How many jars were there? Four jars. Just so every car, when it's about to when they manufacture new cars, there's this thing that they call the wind tunnel test, right? When your favorite uncle or whoever you like, when they drive, the faster they go, the more the friction of the air comes against your car. You learn it over time. So these things are a factor when you are making supercars, when you're making your Porsches, your Ferraris, your Mercedes, cars that go really, really, really fast. Okay? For them to be able to go fast, they have to look like a spear. You know how a spear is a bow and arrow?
Yes.
The first men knew that in order for me to throw something there and so that it pierces an animal, it has to be sharp at the end, and that sharpness allows it to move through air
Yes.
better than brake or anything like that. So the reason why cars are shaped like this are shaped like it is because of air. They are trying to take
So what if
they are trying to take advantage of that spear-like thing so that it moves faster through air. If this car is made to be like a box,
yes.
same engine, same tires, same everything, but different shape, the one that's like this will move faster than the one that is box like because it takes less energy to move through. It takes less effort for the spear to move through air the way it's shaped than it would if it was shaped like a box. You would need more energy to throw it. You know how javelin
Yes.
air, right?
Yes.
The reason they are shaped like this is because as well it needs to move through air. You understand?
Yes.
So don't cram the words there. Picture it, try to understand it, and try to use your own words to define it. They won't mark you down if you are not perfect with the words. You are trying to communicate an idea. They are trying to test if you understand what they are talking about. Right? So they'll use funny terms that you are not really used to, but over time you'll get used to them. You get what I'm saying?
So what was happening in that video?
What was happening?
That video, I wanted you to explain.
Yeah, I'll play it for you and
Okay.
we'll talk about it. So basically, this is what happens when a car is moving really, really fast.
This.
Yeah, when it's traveling really, really,
This is what
really
happens.
fast. This is what's happening.
Like 180 kilometers
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah. The same thing happens when an airplane is about to lift off, right? It does this, and the only thing that the pilot does is lift the nose just a little bit.
Yes.
If you lift the nose just a little bit, this air hits the underside of the plane, and hence it starts to lift. I also reakole tsamaya bontsha le bo go kontle o kana o pagame ko morago utlwa phego e tsamaya e kgona go dira
Yes, 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 yes.
When you do
Yes.
how lebaganya le phego like this, it's better. But how na go a riana o ka re pampiri le
Yes.
phego yana, right? So that is friction. Friction basically is a force that opposes motion.
Yes.
So you are trying to move that way. There's something that forces you to go that way. So you need more energy to go that way, right? So when a plane is about to lift off, it just at high speed. That's why the runway is so long, right?
Yes.
It's long, so it comes at high speed, and all it does is just lifts the nose just a little bit, and then all that air, the one that when you put your hand out like this, hits the underbelly of the airplane, and now it starts to lift off. That's how liftoff of an airplane happens, right? So what? That's physics. Physics.
Yes.
Yeah, you study nature and you try to take advantage of nature, right? There's energy coming from the sun, right? You're trying to light up your house. That's how you take advantage of nature. You take solar panels, right? So there are these phenomena in nature. There are these things that happen naturally, right? Like wind at high speed, right? How would you want to fly? How do I make this thing fly? Oh, at very, very high speeds, you can take advantage. Just try it one time when you're in a car. Just try to do this. You try to do this first, you'll see your hands going like this, or there's a force against your hand. Try to do this, no force on your hand. But the moment you do this, it's like something is trying to take
Yes.
right?
That is friction.
That is friction. Any force that friction is defined as
Force that opposes motion.
yeah. So you are moving that way, and anything that counteracts that force, that's friction. Right. So cars take advantage of that. When you have a certain power in a vehicle, and you're trying to make it move faster without spending too much petrol, too much of anything,
Yes.
they can make a faster Bugatti. You know that the Bugatti Veyron is the fastest car in the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but at high speeds, tires become a problem. They can only
Yes.
last so
Yes.
far, right?
Yes.
Petrol becomes a problem. It consumes so much fuel at those high speeds, right? All these little things become a problem. Water, if there's a pool here and I try to dive in right here next to me, it's nice. But from a really, really high altitude, water becomes like a hard concrete, right? You would die just by hitting. You think that it's
Yes,
soft, right?
yes.
You've heard of that. That's surface tension. Surface tension, I don't know if it's a pure science thing that people start learning in high school, but there are equations to that as well,
Yeah.
right?
Don't do that.
There's surface tension on top of water. Have you tried to put your hand in water? You have, right?
Yes.
Have you put bubble bath, foam bath,
Yes.
or sunlight, mix the water? It's softer. The surface of the water becomes softer by just introducing more water, right? It becomes you are reducing the surface tension. There's tension in the surface. So as a stone moves through water, there's opposition going. It's trying to move down because of gravity, but because there's water, it's moving through this body of water. There's okay. If you dive fully clothed in the water, this will go up. You know that for your t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's friction. Because everything was facing down, isn't it? But the moment you dive into the water, there's something that pulls your shirt, your jersey up. That's friction. Anything that opposes motion, your motion was going down, and there's something
Yeah, that is pulling.
it up. Anything that opposes motion is like friction. Game of Thrones season 5 episode. I'm trying to download it.
Okay.
So yeah, these are car. Let me play that thing for you. They're trying to see what.
Wind tunnel.
Yeah, it's a wind tunnel. They're trying to see what happens to the product
When
when
it's traveling
at high speeds.
yes.
Yeah. Cheap. Like so, usually there's a big industrial fan in front of it and just smoke so that they
This is
can
what
see.
happens.
Yeah, you can't see it because air is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is colorless.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a dog put out its head out in the window? The hair you can see from the hair,
And
the
the
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah, that's air. Right. That's friction. Yeah. So they're just trying to see what happens. Spoiler. The spoiler. It has a function as well.
What is the function?
It helps to stop. Right.
Stop.
It helps to stop. It helps to stop the car when you brake. Usually,
Oh.
when you brake, this comes up. When you brake, the spoiler comes up.
Not to know what about that.
It also helps with balance.
Okay.
But here, it's just aesthetic. These are super quick cars, right? That's not very quick. It's quick, but it's not very quick. Right? Do you know what the cars that go at 380, 380
400.
kilometers per hour, right?
Yes.
That's Francistown in an hour. And Francistown in 1 hour.
Just imagine.
Just imagine this car couldn't do Francistown in 1 hour. So these things are quick, properly quick. Right. My friend is a pilot for BDF. He says that these fighter jets, right, for the army, they can go from here to Francistown in like 15 minutes. Can you imagine from here to Francistown? 15 minutes. You can't go from here to station in 15 minutes. He was like, look, it's a between the time you ML station and like ML Francistown. Yeah. Properly quick. Properly quick. So it's in the shape of everything. You should.
Should I write this?
What?
No.
No, it's fluids. This is air. Fluids is liquids is
That was
water.
friction in air.
Yeah, liquids is something else. So there's this thing that they stopped making, right? The Concorde.
The Concorde. Is it only in aeroplanes?
Huh?
Is it also then cars? The Concorde.
No, the Concorde was a plane.
Oh, Concorde was a plane.
Yeah, the Concorde was a plane.
I thought it was like a device or something.
No, the British Airways Concorde. Inside Netanyahu, phone yaga. I want to see something. O tshwara neto la ka, o le ha le ka none.
Is it?
E check ha. O mpolelle hore ntse. Ra? Ya tshwara le ho. Ema pele. Hello, hello, guys. All right, it's a problem. Uh, how are you, Cedric? Mc2 Joy, Needful, LW. What's up, guys? What's good? What's really good? Chill, sit, chill, sit, chill, sit. Good chat. Fine. Ding, 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 ding. I'm doing pretty good. I'm available to do the podcast. Just let me know. Okay, I'll let you know. Chill, sit, chill, sit, chill, sit. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want. Ding, ding. Bologna boy, VHS, what's up? What's good, buddies? How's everybody? VHS, when are you coming on the podcast? Get a Zoom. Let's talk on let's talk on Zoom, my friend. Thank you so much, Brady. Thank you. Thank you. Uh with Will. No problem. Ah, awesome. Let me just do you have Zoom? Gmail. Please send me drop me an inbox. Let's talk about time, schedules, everything, and yeah, let's do this. Yesterday, I had a fascinating conversation. I would love to be able to do that some more. And you're gonna do anything just 100% in the team for PR. It's okay. Can he anything on paper? um, Nossa. Chelsea, I heard you got a middle name. You didn't tell me you have a middle name. I heard you have a middle name. You didn't tell me you have a middle name. It's a stunning name. I don't remember what your dad said. What did he call you again? Remind me. Your dad. I asked him like, why did you name your child Chelsea? Is it because you like Chelsea Football Club? He's like, no, Chelsea, the flower Chelsea. There's a flower called Chelsea. Kopsi.
What are you doing?
Downloading.
What?
TV show. Gonna watch. Yeah.
Rolling.
Sorry? What did it say? Rolling. Are you returning back?
Yes, not budget and
Her car is gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.